Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? So I just gave myself a heart attack. I was logged into another personal Facebook account that I have, and I started doing a live, not realizing that I was on the wrong Facebook account. And I was like, why is no one jumping on? Why is no one jumping on my live? Uh, and it's because I was on the wrong account. But anyway, so I am back today, but I am once again on my computer because the phone situation has not worked itself out, but that's okay. But today I really want to focus in on relationships, and not necessarily just your intimate relationships. However, I do believe that what I'm going to talk about really impacts our intimate sexual relationships more than it is more apparent than some of our other relationships. And that is the last few days I've been really noticing as I talk to people, their focus in their relationship. As I talk to my clients, as friends, family, even kind of look at some of the relationships in my life, it is really easy to focus in on the negatives or the perceived negatives of somebody else in your life and forget to step back and look at the positives as well of that relationship. Why you stepped into the relationship, what about that person truly attracted you to them. And this is not to say that we need to ignore signs or things coming up, or that we necessarily have to stay in a relationship, but really focusing in solely on the negatives of what somebody is not doing, what you wish somebody would do, where somebody's falling short, and also picking at the little things. And I think this is incredibly, I don't want to say challenging to do, but I think it can be incredibly challenging to do when both parties are really growing and they are trying to expand, because you've already gotten yourself into kind of a habit with this person. And if you were struggling for a long time, then to go in and change that mindset and not necessarily look at what they're doing in the same light can be challenging, because oftentimes these become triggers in our relationship. So for example, if somebody says a phrase that they've been saying for the last, let's say 2 years in the relationship, and that has created negativity and has created, let's say, a fight in the past, and then they say that same phrasing again, instead of going, oh, see, they're ready to start a fight with me, going, okay, like, I'm gonna breathe into this and I'm gonna lean in. Am I gonna completely open myself wide open? No, because there is safety and in kind of growing together. And there is kind of vulnerability. We want to eke into vulnerability. Throwing kind of the shutters of vulnerability open doesn't actually tend to work real well for us humans. We kind of go big and then we collapse. What ends up happening, and that is a very, very simplified version. I'll do a video on vulnerability one day, but really kind of leaning in slowly into someone else's growth. And so not getting focused only on the negatives, not really focusing just on the negatives, and beginning to go, okay, well, here's a positive, here's something that they're doing, here's something that they're doing, if you want to stay in the relationship. Now, there are times in a relationship, any relationship, that if things are not aligning, if things are not going well, then yes, you might need to make some changes, some alterations, or potentially just cut the relationship off. However, still remembering and still staying in the love and the positivity of, like, yes, like, look at what we had. Look at all the things that were presented. Look at the beauty that was in the relationship. We can still focus in on the positives even if we don't choose to stay in a relationship. But for most of us, a lot of times we can, I'll say, sometimes even prematurely cut a relationship off or shut a relationship down just because of our focus. And then if you are focusing only on the negatives of somebody, guess what? That's all you're going to get from them. That is what you're going to manifest in them. You're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy in somebody else by only focusing in on their negatives. Well, then they're just going to be negative. They're going to keep kind of bringing that to you. Now, when you change your focus to the positives, then that will hopefully, we hope, not always, but we hope will shift the relationship a little bit. And again, kind of leaning into the love, even if there are a lot of, and I say negatives, they're perceived negatives because it's all our own perceptions, but there are a lot of perceived negatives of somebody potentially, but you can still lean into love. You can still send that heart energy out there. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to stay in the relationship, but making sure that it is true, it is love that you are sending out. It is actually quite astounding. That's the right word that I want to use. It is quite astounding to me sometimes when I work with couples that have been married for years and years, and I mean like 20 years, and I ask them, what do you love about your partner? Because they are not coming to me because they have an amazing relationship and their sex is amazing and they're rocking and passionate. Usually you don't come to see a coach sometimes you come when you just want to make it even more passionate, more amazing, rock out even more. I do get those clients and I love those clients. However, I do get a lot of couples that come to me going like, we need help. We really need help. And so I ask them, what do you love about your partner? And what I end up getting a lot of times is need-based answers. And need-based love is not love, guys, not love. So if your rationale for loving your partner or loving really anybody in your life, that could be a friend, a family member, your child, anything, if that is just based solely on love of need, then it's not true love. You're not connecting with the right energy. I gave yesterday the example of coffee. Like if your partner brings you coffee every morning, well, you could focus in on, I love them because they bring me coffee. Well, that's a need. Like I need coffee and they bring me coffee. Instead of like, I love them because they're really thoughtful. I love them because they show me that I matter to them, and I love their personality. I love how they show up in the world. I love their laugh. I love all of these things. That is more of a true energy of sharing and love and seeing deeper within the person. And so really focusing in on those things when we are trying to kind of tweak the focus of a relationship and focus more on the positivity. And sometimes that requires us potentially even taking a break or creating some space. Because if you are especially for people in intimate relationships that are constantly together, if you are constantly with somebody and they are annoying you currently, you're just going to keep rubbing up against each other. Now, yes, you can make those kind of mind switches. It is possible. I would never say that it's not. But creating a little bit of space apart might be beneficial in order to focus in on those amazing aspects, to give both parties time to breathe, time to heal, whatever the case might be. But really just focusing in on the beauty and the joy and the love of the current relationship, the relationship in the past, all of that. And just switching that focus, because in general, if you are holding a lot of negativity, it's only going to be hurting you. If you're continually focusing on all this negativity of somebody else in your life, yes, you are potentially hurting that relationship. You are potentially causing harm with that person. But at the end of the day, it's causing harm with you. It's causing negative energy with you. It's going to cause you to be blocked up. And so you're just hurting yourself. So my challenge going for you guys today, because I have to head out. I have something I have to go do, so I'm going to make this a quick live. But I want you to really think about a relationship. Again, could be family, friend, significant other. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. Even your child, even your child. And I want you to think about what you love about that person, all the positive aspects of that person, and then like noticing throughout the next week, all the times they do something that you can kind of boost them up and go like, that, thank you. That was really nice of you. That was really sweet. That was, if it's a kid, that was awesome how you just, helped mom or dad clean up the dishes, like giving those boosts. Because what we focus on is what we'll continue to get. So that is my message for the day. I am releasing or relaunching a program tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. It is for you ladies, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Other than that, I'm hoping you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Sending you all love, light, and lots of blessings. Bye, everybody.